We know how in college football this year, all the basketball schools are having success. Kansas is 5-0. Duke is winning. The UConn Huskies went into Fresno State and took down the Bulldogs for their first win.
It was a home win.
Hold on.
It was a home win. They didn't go there.
Okay, well, regardless, they beat a team that wasn't Central Connecticut.
To even acknowledge their football team not 3 months ago, Doster.
Why would I?
You refuse.
Why would I? Why would I acknowledge
Great job
it?
by Coach Mora.
Now,
great job.
UConn is a football school now, T.O.
And Preston Pearson, GM of the football team. Go ahead and throw a shout out to him. Great job, UConn. Keep it going. I've acknowledged UConn's football team. Doster tried to throw him under the bus.
Hey, look, I was all in when they were up 14-0 on Utah State, and then that didn't go well. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, so I want to know, which football school do you think is going to have a breakout basketball season this year, a la Kansas on the gridiron? T.O., I'll go to you first.
I did look at the run through. I did.
Yeah.
Promise. Florida State could be back. I think that's a football school. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, that's a basketball school." Yada yada yada. No, it's a football school, and they could be good. Basically, the whole SEC is filled with football schools. That's kind of a tough one. Now Kentucky's a football school, so Kentucky could break out. I like that team a lot. Hey guys, I've done my little trips running around. I went to Furman, Asheville, went to Georgia Tech, went to Georgia. Mike White's put together a team that could. They're not going to compete at the top of the league, but they could mess around and win some games in that conference. He put together some guys. Was it Moncrief that transferred from Oklahoma State? They have some athletes there, so we'll see how that goes.
Hey, T.O., after you say that, after you finish your point, I'm going to read the text that you sent about Georgia basketball.
No, you're not. And I was wrong. I was like, I'm going to go down and watch this terrible team. No, they're not terrible. They've put together a nice little team. This kid from Bradley, Terry Roberts, is a nice player.
Yeah. Michael likes them. I think they have a real shot to win 5 or 6 games in the SEC this year.
Which is better than what they won 6 games last year. Yep. And I think a lot of Georgia fans would be completely okay with that.
All right. Fanta, give me your football school you think has a chance in basketball this year.
Well, I think that the most fascinating of these schools, just because I've seen all types of different projected finishes for them, as high as 2 or 3 in their league, if not as low as 5 or 6. Also, their league's a monster. I'm going to go with Alabama. Yeah. I just think that with the talent that Nate Oates brings in, I'm really intrigued to see how all of this talent shelves out. I've heard amazing things about Brandon Miller. I think he has a chance to be a tremendous player, a one-and-done type of talent, could explode on the scene in Tuscaloosa. Jaden Bradley, a point guard. I mean, a dynamic recruit. This Alabama class is one of the best in the country. Nate Oates has showed in a very short period of time just how much he can transform the Crimson Tide. So, guys, if for nothing else, like, Arkansas is the easy answer in the SEC because of Nick Smith, because of that recruiting class. But I'm fascinated to see what Alabama does because Oates has proven himself. And this class with Miller could be the SEC freshman of the year, and it wouldn't surprise any of us. But I think that nationally, I'm giving some love to the Crimson Tide. Not that they need any more of it, but I'm really fascinated to see how Oates does with this particular team because they lost some key pieces. Javon Quinterly's status is also intriguing to me this season in terms of his injury return. That's a big variable.
Yeah, and it might be a good thing for Alabama if he is injured for the entire season.
Agreed.
Yeah,
they're in tier 1.
It's tier 1. What's interesting is that in like the SEC, a lot of the like football schools have already kind of had their breakout, right? Whether it's Tennessee or Alabama or Auburn. You mentioned Arkansas, right? Like they've been to back-to-back Elite Eights. Like it's very hard for me to sit here and say that is even a football school at this point. Like that might be a basketball school. Musk got that thing rolling.
I love that DJ thing. I love that DJ thing that Musk does. He did it at the football game the other day with all of his team. I love that stuff. He gets it, man. You got to market.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's the best. I used to think Cal was the best marketer in college basketball. It's Musk. Like I don't even think it's close. It's Musk.
No,
it's
he connects to everybody over there.
Yeah,
connects to everybody.
It's Musk. It's not even
okay. Close. Who's your school?
So I think for me, it's Florida. right? And I still think that Florida, you would call them a football school. I know that they
Yes.
won the back-to-back titles. I still think that they're a football school. And I am very much in on this team having the ceiling of being a top 15 team in college basketball, assuming that Kyle Lofton is as good as like the buzz coming out of Gainesville right now has him being. Colin Castleton, I think, is the real deal. Now, this hinges on Kawasi Reeves, Alex Fudge, and who's the kid from I'm blanking on his name, the Belmont kid.
Will Richard.
Yeah. It hinges on those three stepping in and turning that into like,
that's a lot.
Yeah, they got all three of those guys have to take a big step forward this year, which I think is possible. But when you combine, you have three role player wings that need to be like 3-and-D guys that are versatile and switchable, with a fifth-year senior point guard that's a stud and a fifth-year senior center that's a stud. And you give me that group, plus the fact that I think Todd Golden is like one of these savant basketball guys that's going to find a way to maximize his roster, and the fact that they got enough depth and enough pieces behind them. To me, like, I think that there's a real chance that Florida could be like a top 15 team.
We're dropping our merch.
We got to start calling Underwood Daddy Brad.
But I'm a big pod guy. Breaking news. The Field of 68 has an online store, and it's your one-stop shop for the latest and greatest merch in college basketball and college football. You can find shirts to support your favorite team, make fun of your rival team, or boast Field of 68 catchphrases like Daddy Brad, Cussin' and Discussin', and the Star Heels. Go to www.fieldof68.shop today and enter promo code TOUCHDOWN for 20% off at checkout.